Sup, people? Deadman's the name, and ranking villains is my game. God, that hurt. Why did I put this in? Anyway, today we're doing Kids Next Door villains. What I genuinely loved about the villains in K&D is that they were all just childhood tropes and fears personified, like the crazy cat lady we all know or the common cold we all had. Alright, let's break them down.
Father is most unsatisfied.
Sticky Beard. You know, I definitely just said all their villains were childhood things personified, but I could not tell you what the trope is for the life of me. Was Candy Pirate a common saying for children or something? Like, what childhood did I miss? Anyway, he's the captain of the sugar crew who just goes around stealing candy from kids. Dick move, huh? He gets a 6 out of 10. The Common Cold. I absolutely love the plot behind this guy. He's the personification of the flu that we all had as kids. The only way to fight him is with some good old-fashioned OJ, and the only way to beat him is with chicken noodle soup, God's cold repellent. What I like the most is that, similar to the actual Common Cold, he only showed up once. Totally went over my head as a youngling. 9 out of 10 for being one of the world's greatest references. Grandma Stuff'em. Am I the only one that remembers that episode where she covered not one, but 2 Gwar songs?
We're not put on this earth to nibble. You all must be helpless and bad. That way you can't get yourself in trouble. While Grandma gets to feed you goodies.
Like, for real. That was good stuff. Okay, so she's either supposed to be the personification of that one lunch lady, we all know the one. Doesn't matter how old you are, you know her. Or she is supposed to be whenever you go over to Granny's house and she stuffs your face until you can't move. Either way, she's lit. Wish you could have seen a little more of her. 7 out of 10, you old coot. Night Brace. Wait, so he like gives free candy to the kids, then straight up abuses them for eating candy? What kind of Batman level of I create my own problem shit is this? All split personalities aside, he actually is a pretty cool villain in theory. The horrors of the dentist brought to life in a Dark Knight skin, so smooth 8 out of 10 for the man with the brush. Mr. Boss. What I really like about this guy is that this implies every time a parent came home and complained about their boss, kids assume they're all talking about the same guy. He's literally everyone's boss, and that's really cool to me. Also looks like he can hold a cigar with his mustache, so cool. 6 out of 10 though for that weird hunchback thing he's got going on there. What is all that? Count Spankula. The fuck? Like, what the hell we got going on here? The personification of getting spanked? And if he bare hand spanks you, it turns you into a spank vampire? His whole aspect of life is spanking children? Far too kinky for this dead man. 3 out of 10 for being a weirdo who thirsts after kids' butts. Not on this channel. Not anymore.
I am sorry. I would never, ever give an unwarranted spank. No innocent button should ever hear my powerful...
Cup of Joe. If a kid who doesn't drink coffee sees adults drinking it and then gets suddenly full of energy, this is precisely what they would think of if coffee was a person, and we stand. Plus, I am really feeling that suit, so 7 out of 10 for this little drug addict. Dodgeball Wizard. Alright, people, my best educated guess says that this is supposed to be that one kid who was so good at dodgeball that everybody called him a wizard personified? But like an actual wizard? Or maybe I'm overthinking it and the writers are just mental, who knows? 4 out of 10. Mega Mom and Destructo Dad. The parents of number 367, was that his number? Tell me I didn't mess that number up. AKA Chad, and the most generic example of parents out there. These psychopaths really paralyzed every kid in the world just because they heard their son was number 367, I hope, and thought, my son deserves to be number 1. We love some supportive parents, but Jesus, fuck. Like, for real, is paralyzing beams and flight just something all parents in this universe have? Or are these two just some lab experiments gone wrong? I have questions. Anyway, 5 out of 10 for these lunatics.
Oh!
You kids today.
No!
potty mouth. The fuck? What the fuck? Mr. Fib and Mr. Wink. To this day, I have no idea what the hell the deal is with these two. Are they a gay couple? Are they just friends who live together? Do they work together? Why are they a walrus and a buffalo? What are they based off of? Who are they based off of? Why are they always sitting in some contraption? Just questions and questions. And at this point, I don't think I will ever get answers. So 4 out of 10, I guess. And that's being gracious. Chester. Now, personally, I never went to any kind of camp, but I'd be lying if I said this isn't what I thought a camp counselor was. Creepy, dead inside, and trying to kill kids. Also, he looks an awful lot like Robotnik, so easy 6 out of 10 for this weirdo. Robin Food. You know, I think it was while watching this episode that I realized just how heavy-hand drugs play in the making of cartoons. What the hell was this? But, gotta admit, it was appealing and funny. And also, it looks like the villains just naturally go for Robin Food whenever they need a musical intro, so 6 out of 10 for him. Enjoy it.
Here, take it.
We don't want your money. We want your lunch. For I am Robin Food, not your average stealing dude.
Mrs. Goodwall. Child Trafficking. Mr. Fizz. The personification of adults telling kids not to drink soda while drinking soda themselves. Now that is just clever and, ooh, I like that suit. 8 out of 10. The Toilinator. A, he's number 4's uncle. And B, here's the story, folks. He got his powers when getting nervous before a big interview that he accidentally locked himself in the bathroom stall for literal weeks. And when he came out, the Toilinator was born. 10 out of 10, not just for his backstory, but for having this in his kit. Professor Triple Extra Large. Technically the first K&D villain from the pilot. Every time we see him, you know this episode's about to be lit. And also every time we see him, he's turned himself into some kind of creepy little hybrid. You know, I may sound biased, but I'm being honest. I really like this guy. Like his look, his voice, his vibe. It's all just lit. So 10 out of 10 for another discount Robotnik. The Faculty 4. Just the Fantastic Four. Alpha Strike. Just the X-Men. Pirate Hunter Zor, how the fuck did you get here? The Delightful Children from Down the Lane. Were they supposed to be victims of abuse? Like children who were forced at a young age to take part in high class etiquette? Like we all know at least one kid. A kid whose parents would always push them to go like the great beyond at such a young age. Expecting high grades, extracurricular activities, no sugar, staying out late, no phone, no internet, no video games, no Wi-Fi, no friends, no dating. We all know at least one. But despite all of that, they still make for some worthy adversaries for Sector V. 10 out of 10 for you, you selfish little bastards.
Well. Now that we've established who can kick whom in the posterior, let's turn the kids next door into the kids no more.
Okay, so my initial impression of Father after rewatching K&D as an adult is that he was meant to be the personification of an abusive father. He had that dark shadow around him at all times. He often yelled and screamed at the children from sitting in a chair being detached from them. And he had very literal meltdowns. I could be way off base, but just sharing what I've been thinking. Abuse or not, he gets a 10 out of 10 for this beautiful piece of animation.
And I'm pretty evil. I reek of evil. I leave.
Why don't you give it a rest? Now, Monty, I'm only thinking of our heritage.
You beg.
Now you've made me very, very, very...
Grandfather. The living embodiment of when old people keep complaining that things are different and wishing everything was the way that it was when they were younger, while hating the new generation. This villain has got no earthly right being this baller. It took him only 1 day to have the entire Earth on lock, and the moon base too. He was defeated by plot and plot alone, goddammit. But to be fair, that was some good plot. Fucking straight up 11 out of 10 for 12 out of 10 for this guy.
Hey, buddy, you done in here or what? We got a bingo game booked in 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Alright folks, thanks for watching. That's another video I've got done for you guys. I have a lot of fun doing the villains ranking thing, so don't be surprised if you see a lot more of those coming in this channel. And also, a little bit of special news, I think I'm just about ready to start bringing in some other creators, other friends of mine that are up and coming on this channel, so there's going to be some more guests on some of the upcoming videos. But I've got a lot more videos to make for you guys, and if you're watching them, then thank you. King of the Dead signing off.